Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? This is one of our favorite decks on the channel, being able to play these green-white, do everything, make tokens, whatever, counters, decks, and we've been jokingly naming them after the Fast and the Furious movie, so this version is Fast 5. Now, gonna look very similar to the old list, we only really changed a couple of cards, but I think the card we're adding should be a lot of fun. So we're gonna start with some Seam Rip, because we still need removal on this list, even though we're trying to do big things. We have some Llanowar Elves and Get Lost again for more removal. Some Badger Mole Cubs, but partially because we need the mana more than anything else, but also the other body helps. We have some Intrepid Paleontologists. This is our way to deal with graveyard things while also giving us access to the other color, and honestly, we're having a third color in this list for the first time. We have Caretaker's Talent, just so as we start making tokens, we can actually get some extra cards. We have one Archdruid's Charm, which I think could maybe be turned into something else at this point. Earthbender's Ascension, I'm sorry, so that we can actually search up lands and put counters on things. And then Felidar Retreat, because it works very well with Earthbender Ascension. We only have 2 Ouroboros, but I think that's all we need for what we're trying to do with this list. We do have the Earth King, so that we can actually find other lands and actually trigger all of our stuff with landfall. But the new color is blue that we're playing for Applied Geometry, because it can make tokens, it can copy a Caretaker's Talent, it can copy a Felidar Retreat or an Ouroboros. It just does so much in this list that could be really cool, so hopefully we get to see that today. And we still have a couple of Elspeth Stormslayer, because copying all of our tokens is really good. And then also Exalted Sunborn, because, well, making more tokens is good. And remember that we can also apply geometry in Exalted Sunborn, which is kind of fun. And we're still rocking a couple of copies of Overlord of the Hauntwoods, though at this stage I'm not sure how important these are, but we'll find out shortly. And don't forget, if you'd like to buy any cards, please check out our sponsor over at Tales of Adventure. It is TOAMagic.com. And while you're shopping there, if you just use my code DRAGON, which is DRAGN, it will save you 5% on whatever you decide to put into your cart there. But also don't forget, if you're going to be in any of these events during the months of June and July, hit them up, bring your cards, they will just give you cash for them, and you don't even have to deal with the mail, which is awesome. But for now, let's go see if Fast 5 can get us some fast wins. Okay, sure. Kind of tough. I don't know, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, this list probably doesn't need the Restless Prairies, because we have so many things that make tokens and do other things for those longer matchups that it's probably not a thing we need to be concerned about. Triple Felidar Retreat's crazy, though. Cornucopia. All right. Well, we're going to go Felidar Retreat and make a couple bodies. Pass a turn. Terminus. Sure. Oh, they're going to make a bunch of tokens of their own. Interesting. What's the other thing on that? You get to move counters, and then stuff gets trampled on lifelink. All right. Feels bad for us, but all right. We're both just going to have token factories. Well, what lands do we have on the battlefield? I guess I'll take a basic plains just because. Let's go ahead and make more bodies. Oh, well, that's fantastic. All right. +1s for everybody. Go attacking. That's 10. We can turn those into 8 is 16. Not enough. That works. In the turn. If the opponent sweeps the board, we'll make 3 more tokens, and then we'll go search for a land with Archdruid's Charm. Opponent's saying GG's. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. Let's see. What are we doing here? I guess we keep it. Yeah, I'm just looking at this as like Restless Prairie. If this is an untapped land, this hand plays very differently because we could go search with Fable on 1. No, we're still going to have the extra mana we want on turn 3, but can't necessarily guarantee that here. Okay, well that helps. That's a big difference. Now it's just, can we find other important pieces? I say we go with this. Turn that on. Do we need... Let's get a forest. And go attacking. Now our whole hand's unlocked. We may be able to put extra counters here, so... yeah, sack a land. I actually kind of have... Ooh. Don't have the mana yet. I can go search for the island. Let's go ahead and do this.
I welcome all allies.
And I'll go ahead and put counters on stuff now, because why not? Go get that island, so we have that for later. That's why the 1 is in there. All right. You got it, I guess. What's fun is we could copy an Earthbender Ascension. That'd be kind of dope.
Join the fight.
You know what? I'm into that. Let's do it. Yeah. Actually, you know what? If I was going to do that, could I have had lethal that turn? If we'd have made this a 3, 4, 5. These each go search for a land. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope, wouldn't have been close. Yeah. All right. This should be fine. This just plays like the regular mono green whatever pile, right? Okay, I think... Just trying to think. Yeah, we just play this. Put the counter on the Fable Passage. Pass the turn. Then we go search for a white land and probably just play Ouroboros next turn. Bookworm. All right. Can we beat Reanimator stuff? Let's find out. I'm going to put full control on. So we let that resolve first. Just to make sure it doesn't pass before we get to Fable Passage. All right. And we'll go get Plains. Ugh, did not want another Fable Passage. All right. I will go get the island. Oh, crap. I needed to play the other land first. Dang it. That's gonna backfire on us so badly. That was dumb. I knew better. Well, if they have the card they need, we are not going to be able to finish them. Every point of damage matters in this scenario, and I goofed it up. We can play this, get a counter, second counter, third, fourth. Well, there goes the Ouroboros. Yeah, we're kind of cooked now. Unless we find our paleontologists. We have outs, but we need to draw it right here, and that was not it. Oh, that sucks. I mean, we got to make the play we got to make, you know? God, that's so tough. All right. I don't think we're completely out of it. But the fact that they didn't block is interesting. Because I would assume you just block if you were going... Yeah, if you were going to Cavalry, why would you not block with the Bookworm? That makes no sense, right? I guess it dies anyway, you get it back, but yeah. All right, well, that's just one of those things. We didn't get our cards we needed. I'm going to mulligan this because I don't see a benefit to us possibly not doing anything for the first couple turns with that hand. Oh, we're keeping this one. I'm going to get rid of the get lost and gamble. Probably a bad gamble, but drawing that other Llanowar Elf does help a little bit. Thought they might bounce our elf there for a second. Well, good old river churn, huh? Can we outrace a river churn monument? I have no idea. Only thing I know is we're going to have a bunch of mana. We could Felidar Retreat, add counters, Earthbender Ascension. Oh boy. All right. This is kind of going to have to be everything. I think maybe we make a cat first. Go fetch a land. Does it need to be... I guess it could be the island, just in case. Put counters. Felidar Retreat, or Earthbender Ascension. Turn this on. Get more counters. All right, we'll see if this is enough. I'm assuming they're going to be playing like Aether Eyes to pick up our board or something like that, so we'll have to be a little bit careful. But if they're playing... Oh, well, that's actually not terrible for us. That could have been a lot worse. Like, bouncing things to mill us, fine. Yep, you got it. What do we have? 42 cards left. I'm assuming there's another bounce spell. And they're not going to bounce the lands. We know that. Oh, if that's all they're doing, we're good. Oh, heck yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's only 12. Not as good as I was hoping. If we do this, still 12. All right. No, it's less than that, actually. Ah, well. Yeah. Let's just go counters. Is it worth it to play the Caretaker's talent? Nah, let's just attack the opponent. They're probably playing some number of bounce spells still. So let's just make sure they're as low life as possible. Yeah, we should be alright now. I've seen a few versions of this blue-green mill deck going around. I don't know, somebody must have made a video about it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, because I hadn't seen it much until this past week. I've seen a mono blue version as well with this Tide Caller. Yeah, opponent's just way dead. They're just playing cards now. Sure, you got me. Extra cards, why not? Still have 28 cards left. But here's the benefit of where the Badger Mole's making an extra body. The Retreat made an extra body. You know, the Ascension also made an extra body. So even with them having bounce spells, we just had like continual threats that allowed us to knock down their life total, which was a pretty big deal. The right sequence of cards. Ooh, this is interesting. All right, we'll keep it. I think I am going to go with this Fable first, though. Maybe we can confuse the opponent by getting the island. And I do want to get the island because we already have the applied geometry in hand. So let's do that. Oh, Lana Werewolf, where were you earlier? If you kill the Badger Mole, we're probably playing Overlord, so that's fine. Just sort of thinking about, you know, if they stop one card, what's our next play? Could just be bounce. Well, you don't want to bounce Badger Mole. They might bounce the island, though. Oh, turning that off. Sure. Wait, does it even turn it off, or does it just tap it? Okay. I'm down for that, I guess. Like, what's going on? Like, this is a strange deck. I mean, I guess if they deal damage to our guys, we lose them, so that would be kind of funny. I don't know what their game plan is. I mean, it could be a control type deck. I have no idea right now. So we're going to go ahead and just play Felidar Retreat. So if they do have some type of sweeper, we can just start building back up next turn. Oh, this is a draw 2 deck? Huh. Alright, who would have guessed that? Not me. Oh, my island's locked down still. That's amusing. I get it, though. Fun stuff. Alright, let's go cat. Let's go big body. Oh, I didn't realize it was going to have another mana open. Why did it tap that way? I was thinking about just putting counters and... Oh, weird. Okay, well... Situation is what it is, then. That was awkward. I was planning on attacking with the other Llanowar Elf. It just didn't tap the Temple Garden for some reason. Huh. And usually, it tries to leave your mana creatures open. I'll watch it back on the edit and see if I can figure it out. Sure, so they're just stunning all of our stuff and then drawing cards to make a bunch of flyers. This is a quirky deck, but it's kind of working. Opponent's sort of doing their thing. All right. Okay. This is fun. I think... I should have done this first. I could have copied the Felidar Retreat and then made extra counters, but this is fine. I'm not too upset about it. Like, block if you want, don't if you want. Let's go ahead and station again, since we can't block their stuff anyway. All right. Homunculus, sure. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Sure. Fun. Now what do we get rid of? Or we could get rid of our own thing. Oh, there's so many decisions. The Homunculus is just going to be annoying, but I don't think we have much choice in the matter as far as that goes. So let's copy the Hauntwoods. And then we'll just put 2 counters. Because now we're putting everybody in the, like, you need to block situation. And then whatever's left that they value, we'll get rid of with the get lost. They're going to take 4. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll just get rid of this guy. in the turn. And from here, we can just keep copying the Overlord. So we'll always have more bodies, more counters. If we get a land, we can just copy Felidar Retreat if we want to. I think the only way they stay alive now is some combination of like draw 2 on their turn, draw 2 on our turn, chump block with all the other things. Yeah. That gets a lot of bodies though. That card also made a body, so that's a big deal. I'm going to bounce a Felidar Retreat. Another sleep magic. Sure, man. Why not? You got it. All you, friend. We're going to copy... This would just be a 0/0, so we're going to copy that. We can't copy that anyway. We want to copy the actual Felidar Retreat. And then... No, I think we just want to be more aggressive here. Wait, what's the wording? Copy of a target if you control, except it's legendary. So that wouldn't really work. All right, let's copy this. I'm going to put a creature on the bottom one, so we're getting an extra body. Oh, no, I did it the other way. I should have had the +1s on the bottom. My bad. Oh, well. It's not the end of the world. Opponent's still having to block, and we get to put more counters on stuff anyway. So we'll go counter, counter, creature. All right. Do what you will. They have Homunculus, and we're making more creatures than they're making. All right. Sounds good. In the turn. I mean, I don't know what their plan is here, but it's going to have to be continuing to make blockers. Yep. Yeah, very quirky deck. I've not seen anything like this before. This was pretty weird. It was kind of cooking for a second, though. Like, it was kind of neat, but I don't know about this one. Yeah, that was just one, like, we got to see Adagio actually do its thing. That was actually pretty good. Okay, let's try it. This is a case where I don't know if Restless Prairie being tapped matters, right? I mean, I guess it matters if they get rid of the Llanowar Elf turn 1. But otherwise, not so much. All right, they didn't, so that's nice. Can we find more land? We can find more land. All right, let's go with this. Because we don't have anything else to play, really. And hopefully they don't deal with Badger Mole. I would assume you would, though. I was going to say, if you can, you probably do. Because I would. We're going to bounce a Llanowar Elf. Sure, sounds good. I usually don't mind when the opponents are doing this type of stuff, though. Because it's them expending a lot of cards to get very little value. All right, stock up. So now we have to decide if it's worth it for us to play Felidar Retreat or, picking up the Earthbender Center makes Felidar Retreat very exciting. Or if we just, you know what? No, I'm going to get this down. Because we had too many options opened up next turn. Like, even if they sweep the board here, if we get an untapped land, we get to play Exalted Sunborn into Earthbender Ascension, make a couple extra bodies. Like, that could be fun. Sure, and I get to turn that land into a 2/2? Love it. The threats keep coming. Flow state. All right. Now let's get that untapped land we were talking about. Not so much, deck. Not so much. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn this into a creature. Because we'll get its activation. I'll go ahead and get the island in case the applied geometry shows up. We're going to put counters on everybody. And we're going to attack. Because that's a lot of damage. Okay. Earth Elemental. Alright. Sunderflock on the way, I'm assuming. Yep. Not a major surprise. Question is, how many Sunderflocks do you have? Let me think about how I want to deal with this. Play Paleontologist. Play Sunborn. Play Land. Make bodies. Alright. That's something. Not saying it's great. It's just something. But here probably comes another Sunderflock with our luck. Or they're going to go find one. Oh, alright, that picks off a thing. Which is good, because we could reduce the number of spells in their graveyard. Nah, we're just going to take it, because, I mean, if we lose, we lose. What are we going to do? We kind of need another Earthbender Ascension. Badger Mole's kind of interesting. Man, a real quirky thing is if we'd have drawn a land, maybe we attack, search for a land, put it onto the battlefield. Would have been fun. But right now, we're only attacking for 3, 6, 7. It's just not enough. Man. Alright, I guess we gotta try. Okay, there's an Eddy Mark Crab. So then, with them tapping creatures, assuming, yeah, those are what they're doing, then it's not worth it for us to do anything else. Let's just go find a creature. Oh, or a creature or a land. Actually, is another Badger Mole worthwhile? No, because we don't have the mana to cast it. So we just need to get another land. Let's get Fable Passage. Alright. I mean, if they get rid of 2 creatures, we lose. I mean, they're going to go digging. You know, an Eddy Merc Crab or anything that picks off 2 bodies is good enough. If not, we're playing at least one more turn of Magic, most likely. The other good news is, if we search for a land with our Fable Passage, the trigger gives all of our stuff Vigilance. So we wouldn't be dead just yet. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice, actually. With the opponent at 8. Wow. All right. Guess we're just gonna do the thing. Put a +1 on everybody. I don't even know what we make trample. I don't think it matters. Maybe I should have put the land on the Fable Passage. Or Restless Prairie, sorry, not the Fable Passage. But under the circumstances, they might consider blocking the 4/4, and then we could remove the blocker. And maybe that's... They have 2 cards in hand, though, so there's no telling what those are. Is this enough to get us where we need to go? No. We have to just attack and hope, I think. I think this is where we're at. Let them make the decision. We have Vigilance anyway. They didn't have an Eddy Mark Crab, so that's interesting. Wait, they're just taking it? That's it? We won? Nice! Woo! Yeah, I think with Vigilance and us having the get lost here, there's no reason not to attack with everything. I was just thinking like they tap something down or they flash in some blocker or whatever, but it would have been pointless. Just attack with everything, especially since we're getting the extra +1 from the Restless Prairie and having the tricky spot of being able to get some trample damage through possibly, but I wasn't sure what other spells they had. Our backup play, if everything went badly, is just go ahead and play Exalted Sunborn, so maybe we can gain some life and buy a turn. But yeah, fortunately, didn't have to worry about it. No clue what was in their hand. Maybe they were just down to lands. Oh no. I'm gonna keep this. I feel like this happens at least once a video where I'm like, this is a bad keep, but we're gonna keep anyway. Oh, especially against the control pile. Alright, well. Okay. I guess we try for the Badger Mole. Does the Badger Mole live? Badger Mole does live. Crazy. Can't really do that. Alright. I guess we pass? Star chart, sure. I mean, we still need to draw a land, realistically. I probably should have just played the Paleontologist. But we'll see what happens. Duress. Alright, that is a relevant Duress. You get one of our Elspeths. And we know they're playing the control pile, though they're not usually playing Duress in those lists, so maybe it's not. Let's go get a Plains. Oh, well, we're going to try to get that Elspeth right now. Let's go get that island and really throw them for a loop. All right. Now, they do play the, whatever, gain 3, opponent loses 3, exile a permanent thing. So we could see that. They're playing 5 colors? 4 colors so far. No, just 3. Okay. Professor Delianfell, you got it.
This will take a little effort.
Awesome.
Be gone from my presence.
Fortunately, we're not overly concerned about that. Alright. I assume, thinking negatively here, that there's probably a deadly cover-up in our future. But this is just dealing as much damage as we can, and then running out our other creatures next turn. Oh, that's all it is. We're solid.
Class is now in session.
All right, Elspeth to the rescue. Nice. Okay, what are we doing? We're gonna keep this. Not sure if this is good or bad, but we have options we can draw. Every time we see any of these desert lands, it's just like, sign of shenanigans. Because nobody ever just plays the desert lands, right? Like, something's always up when you see them. Vine Lasher. Okay. I see. So we're doing all the pinging stuff. Fair enough. All right. Well, can we outrace them? Probably not. But we'll see. Man, we have lands in hand, so if we can find Felidar retreats or whatever, oh, we could be off to the races. Even an Elspeth here would be dope. Badger Mole, you ain't bad either. We will accept that. Just trying to think how this mana works. If we want to leave mana open for something. But I think we're just attacking. Actually, you know what? I might just get this creature out of the way. And just say, you have to find something here. Like, my hand's just lands. I don't want to take any extra turns that we don't have to. Like, if they have something, they have something. But, yeah, we're good. Only things there could have maybe been ill-timed explosion if they had something that dealt 6 or more. Or Day of Black Sun, but then that still leaves us with the Ouroboros, so we would have been okay with that too. Ooh, man. We can't. There's too many 4s, and if the Paleontologist dies, we'd really be in trouble. Oh, we got the Earth King, though. Let's keep it. I'm willing to gamble around with this a little bit. Maybe we find a backup Badger Mole Cub. I doubt it, but maybe. Oh, Extruder. All right. Nothing we're really doing with this, sadly. Could have taken 2 and attacked there, but it wouldn't really have done much. Got another Extruder? They have a chainsaw. All right. That works too. All right, deck. Let's just get an untapped land. Let's go to work. That is not how you do that. Oh, man. Getting to play the Ouroboros there would have been really big. Actually, the Earth King would have probably been better. But either way, we're not looking good right now. Only drawing 3 lands. Not great. With our hand being all 4s. An opponent has effectively, like, infinite mana for the type of deck they're playing. Alright, fortunately, nothing on their side seemingly has trample yet. I think we just attack. Why not? I mean, because what are we going to do otherwise? If we get to keep the Llanowar Elf, no guarantee that we will. The best thing we could probably get is Fable Passage. Because then we could Felidar Retreat, get a blocker, get another blocker. Maybe do something if we get the other retreat, and then go from there. But yeah, otherwise, we're not doing much. This is kind of what should happen when you don't draw lands. Kind of the textbook definition, you know? Yeah, I'm just going to take 10. I don't think it matters. Yeah, we never found land anyway. We weren't going to be able to play Magic. It's okay. Okay, this is tough. We're going to keep it. But I think we hit another spot where Restless Prairie being a tap land could end up being problematic. Alright, we got a little lucky there, I think. Let's see what the opponent does here. Alright, well, gotta try to get Felidar Retreat down. Make it 2-2. Pass the turn. I don't want to tap that down in case they're playing like split up. I'm willing to be patient and wait. They might just come after a Felidar Retreat, though. Who knows? Oh, it's a Synthesizer. Well, that's not pleasant, is it? Well, what are we trying to do? Alright, well, they're probably going to get rid of all of our stuff, but 'tis fine. I think I'm just going to station our stuff. If they have a split up, fine. I'm willing to eat it. I feel like they're more likely just going to exile all of our stuff that's 2 or less and then make a body. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. That's why I did what I did. Sometimes you just know. All right, we're just gonna make a bunch of duders. And pass the turn. All right. Have another Pinnacle Star Cage. Battlefront, yep. This is kind of a weird situation where I could justify targeting one of my own creatures to try to get maps. I'm gonna do that, actually. This sounds crazy, but under circumstances, I'm like, what else am I doing? Oh, well, we don't have the blue lands for that yet. So we're actually hoping to hit a land. Okay, good job. Step 1 complete. And then try to find another land so we have it next turn. Badger Mole, do you matter? Probably not. All right, attacking. And then what are we on? 3? All right. There we go. All right, I feel like I gave us at least a shot. And yes, I could have got rid of their creature, and then they would have had the maps, and I just didn't want to mess with all that. I figured it was easier just going after our own thing, and it gave us a shot at 2 lands. Granted, we only got 1, but we also got the Badger Mole Cub off the top of the library, which was fine. Perilous Snare, sure. Makes sense. Full control real quick. We're going to go counter, but I'm going to activate this land first. That resolves. Now we'll let all the other stuff resolve. Nice. Now when we attack, that's lethal. All right. Woo, that was tough. So no surprise that this performed pretty well. I mean, the past versions also were fun and did their thing. The biggest issue with this deck is a couple of losses we got were just from not drawing enough land, surprisingly. You know, even with us having Llanowar Elves, Badger Mole Cubs, Paleontologists, Earthbender Ascensions, you know, whatever, and a couple of Overlords, right? We just didn't draw enough land a couple of times, which is kind of crazy. You would think that wouldn't be an issue, but it definitely was. One thing though, and this is going to sound a little crazy, while we did win 1 game because of Ouroboros, I don't know if Ouroboros is even the best thing to have in the 4 slot. Like, there's a lot of times we kind of just wanted another applied geometry, whether that was to copy Sunborn or to copy a, Felidar Retreat, right? There was just more things we wanted to do other than just like, all right, I'm going to play an Ouroboros and it's just going to sit here. Also, applied geometry can copy a land, which is kind of cool too. You could even, I guess technically this is legendary. Oh no, they're not legendary. So I guess you could have copy a Daja if it came up. The one thing I do want to change though, or actually I don't even know if I want to change, right? There's enough times where Restless Prairie being tapped was problematic in our opening hands. But at the same time, we were able to win a couple of games specifically because we had a Restless Prairie, right? Sometimes we just turned it on with Earthbending, and that was enough with those extra couple points during the attack step to get us a win. So that's going to be pretty hard to discern, honestly. I don't know what the best plan of action is there. So I'm trying to figure out how to approach that. The other thing, though we only drew the Earth King, I don't even think if we got to play it. We may have had it and mulliganed it. I don't remember, but we never cast it in the video. What I would kind of like in here is to be able to play the 2/1 vampire that makes the bats. This dude, the Sanguine Evangelist, right? Having this, because there's enough times where you're just worried about stopping the like, you sometimes just need to chump block, really, when we're talking about like slick shots or whatever. But I also like this because, one, obviously we can copy the tokens and get extra tokens or whatever. It makes our attackers a little bit better. but also after a sweeper, it leaves you a bat that maybe you can put some counters on. So I think that's another card you could play if you are missing something else. So for my money, I could see cutting an Earth King to play the Evangelist, even though Earth King does really work well with our landfall. It's a one of, it does make 2 bodies, but technically Evangelist can make 3 bodies. You know, so I'll have to figure this out somewhere where we can cut a card. I don't know what I would be cutting from this list currently. I don't know if it'd just be, I mean, we used every card in the list. That's the tough part. The weakest thing maybe was Seam Rip, but it has a specific purpose. I don't mind that being in there. Maybe we just go down to 1, leave the Get Lost, leave the Archdruid's Charm, and call it good. I don't know, but I think having 2 Evangelists would help this list quite a bit. But yeah, overall, fun stuff. It does a little bit of everything. You get counters, you get tokens, you get to double up your stuff, you get trampling things, you get to copy stuff. It's doing all kinds of fun stuff, right? So if you just want a fun deck, this should be right up your alley. But yeah, I'll figure out how to get this down to 60 or 61 cards, and then I'll leave this up over on Moxfield for y'all. But otherwise, that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.